Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Active Directory and Kerberos. Okay, we'll build a clean mental model on Active Directory attacks for Kerberos and the most important attack families, then a quick pass over the least critical ones. So Kerberos foundations, why most Active Directory attack exists. We have, this is a diagram, okay, of how it works actually. So basically we consider Kerberos is just in mythology, like it is it's a three-headed creature. One second, let me show you what it is. Okay, and image here. So this is basically a Kerberos. Okay, so you see there is a reason like they name it like this. Yeah, three-headed means like the first one is like requesting TGT. Okay, the second one is requesting TGS, and the third one is like using the TGS to access the service. Okay, so what does the TGT and TGS actually mean? Let's see here. So we have something called key distribution center here. Okay, it's actually hosted on the Windows server, or on the domain controller, I mean. So domain controller has the authentication service, and with it a server inside it, and the ticket granting server inside it. Okay, and it has a database. So basically, and how it works is that the authentication server sends a request. First, the client sends a AS request, which is authentication server request, to the authentication server. Okay, and the authentication server replies with AS reply. Okay, to the client with the TGT. Okay, the TGT is handled by the authentication server. Okay, and note, we have something called KRBD TGT. Okay, it uses to encrypt the TGT and send it to the client. Okay, and once the client receives the TGT, that means he can now request a TGS service ticket, ticket granting. Since he sends a request to the ticket granting server, which is TGS, and then he will receive a reply from the ticket granting server to the client. Okay, and the client then he can send a request to the application server. Okay, and from there he can also send a reply from there. So that's the idea of that's basically how it works, but I will go through it in the details here. So you see this one, the client sends a request to ticket granting server, request for TGT. Okay, the TGT is handled by the AS, and AS sends the TGT to the client. Once the client receives the TGT, then khalas, he can request service, ticket service, TGS, ticket granting service. So then he received the service ticket. That means he can access the service directly. Okay, the service is basically means like a SQL server or any other service that is there. So this is the idea of how it works. Kerberos is a ticket system, proves who you are. Then you use ticket instead of password. So that's it. So Kerberos is a ticket system. You prove who you are once, and then you use ticket instead of password. Okay, the domain controller, the key distribution center lives in the domain controller, has two jobs. Okay, the authentication service, which is AS, verifies identities and gives you a TGT. The ticket granting service, okay, gives you a service ticket to access the resource. Okay, so we said that authentication service handles the TGT. You have to understand this one. And the TGS ticket granting service handles the service ticket. Okay, and both are inside the key distribution center, which is inside the domain controller. So the ticket granting ticket is a proof you are already logged in, encrypted using KRBTGT account. Remember this because we are going to use it for attacks later. Okay, it's encrypted and it's stored in memory, used to request more tickets, never shown directly to servers. If KRBTGT is compromised, attackers can forge TGTs, golden ticket. Yeah, so the idea is the TGT is a proof that you are already logged in. Okay, it's encrypted using KRBTGT account. It's stored in memory, used to request more tickets, never shown directly to servers. The service ticket used to access specific service, file servers, SQL servers, web applications. Important detail we need to remember is the ticket is encrypted using service account password hash. The single design chose is why Kerberoasting exists. So the idea is, the service ticket, it's used to access specific service. Let's say you have a file server, SQL or web application. Okay, the ticket is encrypted with service accounts password hash. Okay, the service accounts password hash. It uses that to encrypt the ticket, the service ticket. The single design choice is why Kerberoasting exists. It uses the password hash of these applications and it encrypts the service ticket. Okay, so PAC is authorization data. Okay, inside every service ticket there is a PAC. Okay, it contains user sid, group membership, and privileges. Server reads and builds access token to decide who you can access. So before moving on to attack, we have to understand how it works, because this is very important actually. So let me simplify it for you. Okay, and I have a diagram here I want to show you. Okay, let me show you the diagram here. Active Directory, attack nodes, active Directory GPO. Active Directory. Active Directory. So this is how it works. Okay, the Kerberos authentication protocol. Okay, we have like the request here, the AS request, which is the you see how it works. One second, let me increase this. So this is how it works. This is the client. Okay, and he sends a request, AS request, TGT request to the authentication service. Okay, then the authentication service sends the AS reply to the client, okay, which is a TGT, right? And it uses the KRBTGT hash to encrypt the TGT, then send it to the client, okay? And then the client sends again the TGS request, which is present TGT request. That means the TGS, basically a TGS request. Okay, this is TGS request. Okay, he sends it to the ticket granting service. Remember, not to the authentication service. Ticket granting service. Then the ticket granting service sends a TGS reply and receives the TGS. The client receives the TGS. Okay, then the client just sends the TGS to the SQL server. Okay, and then the SQL server just sends the reply to the client. Okay. Yeah, so that's the idea. The SQL server sometimes may refuse, the service may refuse, because the service will, once it receives the TGS from you, it's going to check the pack. We said pack is how it knows what you can access, like what you are authorized to access. Okay, the pack is done on the TGS, by the TGS on this section. Okay, once it adds the pack, once it verifies that you have the permission, you have access, you're authorized to use this, access these resources, then it lets you in. If no, it refuses. So that's basically how Kerberos authentication works. So I think that's enough for now. So we talk about attacks and Active Directory attacks. Okay, we have something called Kerberoasting, which is service tickets are encrypted with service account passwords. Attackers request tickets, cracks them offline. So Kerberoasting is the idea is that the service tickets are encrypted with the service account passwords. Okay, attacker requests tickets, cracks them offline. So any domain user can request service ticket, no lockout, offline cracking. Service account often have weak password, never expiring password, high privilege. So the idea of Kerberoasting is service tickets are encrypted with service account passwords. Okay. Yeah. We discussed this about, right? Like it takes the account, the password of the account password of the service, which is like a SQL server or anything, and it uses it to encrypt the service ticket. Okay, so attacker can just request a ticket and get the service account hash, okay, and then cracks them offline. So this is what we call by Kerberoasting attack. That's the idea of Kerberoasting attack. Any domain user can request service ticket, no lockout, offline cracking. Service account often have weak password, never expiring password, high privilege. So what attacker gain? Cracked. He will have a cracked service account, often local admin on servers, access to database, sometimes in domain admin. This is one of the most reliable privilege escalation paths in Active Directory. So we have now, that's the idea of Kerberoasting. Okay, it just exploits the fact that it exploits the fact that when the ticket granting server gives the TGS to the client, it uses the account password of the server hash and sends it to the client. Okay, so this is what it's Kerberoasting is. Attacker can just receive that hash and just crack it offline. Okay, so DCSync is domain takeover move. Attacker pretends to be a domain controller and requests password hash. So DCSync is a domain takeover move. Yeah. Attacker pretends to be a domain controller and requests password hash. So Active Directory normally allows DC to replicate credentials. If an attacker gets replication permission, they can ask for all user passwords, hash, KRBTGT hash, admin hashes. Okay. Yeah. So that's DCSync, domain controller sync. So yeah, the idea is the attacker pretends to be a domain controller, okay, and requests password hashes. AD normally allows DCs to replicate credentials. If an attacker gets replication permission, they can ask for all user password hash, KRBTGT hash, and admin hash. Okay, I think we can do this also using Mimikatz. Okay, why this is catastrophic? Once KRBTGT is stolen, okay, attacker can forge golden tickets. Golden tickets, permanent domain control. That's what it means by golden tickets. So DCSync is a logical theft of AD database without touching a DC disk. Okay, let's talk why KRBTGT is very dangerous. We've talked about that the KRB TGT is given by the authentication server to the client when it gives the TGT, right? It's inside the TGT. So the KRB TGT is actually very, yeah, the KRB TGT is, the KRB TGT is there. Yeah. So that's the idea of KRB TGT. Yeah, it's going to be inside the ASREP, inside the reply of the authentication server. So if someone you can use it, can steal it. Okay, they can forge golden tickets. We will talk about golden tickets down the line, but it's a way to gain persistence, permanent domain control. So just understand that DCSync is attacker pretends to be a domain controller and requests password hashes. So BloodHound is a privilege path discovery. Yeah, BloodHound is just a way to doesn't exploit vulnerability. Okay, it maps relationship and permissions. It answers, if I start as this low privilege user, how can I become a domain admin? So this is the idea. The idea of BloodHound, it's a tool actually. Okay, you install it in Kali Linux or something. It's going to list. It's going to show you all the paths. Okay, like to go through all the domain controller. Okay, you see this one? So this must be the domain controller. Okay, so let's say I'm this user. Okay, I don't know where through where I can go to reach the domain controller. Right, this is going to list for me the path. Okay, today we're going to try all this labs we talked about, theory we talked about last week, next week. So I'm going to try to do this in the lab. Okay, not this one actually, this is Active Directory attack, which I'm doing is this one. Yeah, this is what I copied, and yeah, okay, I'm going to try to do it in the here. Yeah, we're going to start with the yeah, first you need to install this tool, Kerberos. This tool is going to help us do many of the attacks. Okay, and this is the way to install it, and then we will enumerate the Active Directory. We have domain controller here, metasploitable. Okay, and we have Windows here, 2 Windows actually. Okay, and we'll try to do the lab now. Okay, first command is actually Kerberos user enum enumeration DC. This is the IP of the domain controller, and this is the domain, and this is the list of users. Okay, this list of users I prepare. Oh, it's a word list of users, common usernames. So I am trying to enumerate, to check which to find the first list of valid domains. Okay, so here I received like this valid domains, which is administrator at jcorp, joe, vagrant, and these are like the valid domains. Okay, for this domain controller. Okay, I manually added these names in the word list because to speed up the process, but we can, yeah, this is the idea of Kerberos. And then once we got the username, okay, we can try to figure out the password using password spraying method. This is a way to test a single password with a list of usernames. Okay, like we can try, let's say there's passwords for password here, 1 or 1 2 3 4 5. Like it will try for this username, it will try for this username, it will try for this username, it will for the same password, it will try for all. Okay, so yeah, and and then, or we can use brute user. Okay, it targets one username with multiple passwords. Okay, but for now let's use password spraying, single password, multiple users. Okay, first let's create a word list. Okay, user list, we call it domain users.txt. okay, going to open it now, but before doing this, let me just copy this one. Okay, these are the usernames we found, valid usernames, so we can just paste it here, remove the extra stuff here, just keep the one second. Yeah, we can just go back here and delete this stuff. And so now that I made the word list, I'm just going to save it. Enter. So I'm just going to try Kerberos, the password spraying. Kerberos password spray. DC jcorp, or let's use the IP of the domain controller, and -d jcorp.local and domain users.txt. Because I know the password already for one of them, I'm just going to manually put the correct password here. Okay, I know the password for one of them, so let me just put the password here. Yeah, or no, let me just put the password here just for test purpose. Okay, it's going to check this password against all these users. Cannot find KDC for RAMC, please specify domain controller. Yeah, because this one should be like this, and now it should work, but domain controller is already specified. It's just the here syntax done. So we were able to find the password for this one, for this user, saying valid login Joe jcorp unknown 3005. Okay, this is one way you can find you can enumerate the users. And let's say I want to do the opposite. Okay, I have a list of password. I want to try to a single user. Okay, all I have to do is use Kerberos brute user. Okay, instead of password spray, I just use brute user DC, and this it will do it for you. Put the text. Okay, but now let's go ahead and try Kerberoasting. Kerberoasting, we said that it exploits service accounts. Okay, and it's just a way that anyone in the domain, part of a domain, can actually request a service ticket. When they request a service ticket, they will receive a hash, the ticket in a hash format. So that's what we're going to exploit. And no, we will do as rep roasting first. Okay, attacks user accounts without pre-auth. Then we'll move to Kerberoasting. Okay, ASREP roasting is actually authentication server reply roasting. Okay, attacks user accounts without pre-auth. This is very rare. Okay, in order for this attack to work, if you have a lab, you have to go to Metasploit and right click on the user you want to make vulnerable. Go to account, and you have to actually click this one. Do not require Kerberos pre-authentication. If you remove this one, it's not going to work. Usually it's not ticked yet. So the idea is it will allow me to log in without it will allow me to get the hash without the pre-authentication. Like let me show you how. Let me clear this, and I try impact. Let me just copy this one. Impact this one. So I'll just paste this one, and the name I'm just going to change it to Joe. So I'm not going to put any password here, okay, or I will put the wrong password, and I still got the TGT. Alright, this is the TGT. Okay, I was able to get it without putting the password. Even if you put the wrong password, you'll still get the ticket granting ticket. Okay, this is ASREP attack, ASREP roasting. Okay, you still get the TGT here. Okay, you can use this tool, impact get NPU users, and type this one. But let's go ahead and enable this one and see what happens. Disable this one, see what happens. Do the same attack, but disable this one. Disable this one and apply. Okay, and I'm going to go here and do the same thing, except now I'm not. Same. It's going to tell me cannot authenticate Joe. Getting its user Joe doesn't have UF. Don't require pre-auth set. You got this. So this is so you cannot perform this attack because it's disabled. And that's what we call ASREP roasting. This is actually very rare. So it's very rare to find in real world environment. Kerberoasting is more common. Okay, it exploits service accounts. Okay, so the idea is like Kerberoasting requires any domain account, and ASREP roasting requires no credentials. Yeah, we know about that. So let's go ahead and to test this lab. Actually, you can go ahead and do something. You can create a service account in the domain controller, a fake service account. You can use this command. I use this one. I created the fake service account. I named it test SVC. Okay, and I put password 123. Okay, just to test this. So I go ahead here and I use this command. Okay, this command impact get user SPN. Okay, I use it this way and I paste. This command will only list all the service accounts in your in this domain. Okay, the domain controller. But if you want to request actually a service ticket, okay, you can just add request request. So what this will do is actually it's going to request the service ticket from the TGS. Okay, it's going to give you the hash. You see this one? This is the hash for both. Actually, this is for the first one, and this is for the second one. So we care about the second one, so we'll just copy this one. Okay, and I got the hash, so I'm just going to go ahead and put nano test svc hash dot txt or whatever, يعني you can name it whatever you want to do here. Just paste it here and control X Y, done. So we just save this one. So you have two options now. You can crack it if you want. You can use hashcat. Let's see the options we have here. Yeah. Kerberos. D5. Yeah, just so we know that when we use hashcat, there are commands, things that we need to consider. For Kerberoasting, okay, and so we were at we're doing hashcat. Okay, we were at yeah, we got the outputs for we got the we got the now let's see what we have here. We have the lists, we have the hash. We're going to use this hash, which is test svc hash, and we're going to try to crack it. We're going to use hashcat. It's a tool that we can use to crack hashcat, and we're going to use 13100. And the reason we are using 13100 is that it's because we are attempting to crack we are attempting to crack a hash for Kerberoasting, right? So we have to add this number, okay, 13100 with hashcat. If we are trying to crack an LTM hash, I mean the hash, same like hash that we receive from some database or from dumping the users, we can just use M1000. But since we are using this to crack the service ticket TGS we received from TGS reply, so we have to use this number 13,100 stuff. And then let's type the hash test svc hash .txt. Okay, this is the hash actually, and then we can type here the list of passwords that we need to check it against. This is actually, I put the password manually there so that to save time. And output file crack.txt. so this is what it's going to do. It's going to crack this hash and compare it with this list of word list passwords, and see if it matches. It's going to crack it. And make sure that you have enough memory, because hashcat is actually memory intensive. So I had to make it added for at least 4 GB of memory. So I just go ahead and crack this one. Yeah, just so you know, the issue was actually from the hashcat, because because the password was actually cracked. I used hashcat before making the videos to test, and you cannot recrack it actually again and again. You have to remove, so it will be difficult for you to crack again. And anyway, the solution is just to use this command to remove the old cracked version, the cracked stuff, temporary file, and it's supposed to work actually. Yeah, it's supposed to work for hashcat. So it's supposed to work. So let's clear this one. Let me try one more time. Okay. So this is the command. Okay. We said, and we can try to crack it. We can go ahead and try to crack the hashcat. Yeah, it's about time. Yeah, so it cracked it, and we received the password, which is password 123 and this. So that's basically how we can use hashcat. Okay, it just cracks the TGT that we received. So next step is actually BloodHound. BloodHound, we talked about it in details. Okay, the theory part. But now let's go ahead and try BloodHound. Okay, BloodHound, Python. Okay, and -u jo -p anon underscore 3005 5003 -ns. This is the domain controller IP, jcorp, and jcorp dot local -c all. Just before running this command, just want to make sure to let you know that you actually have to do something before this step. Before running BloodHound, you should make sure that you have the nano. I don't know what it is here. Resolve, yeah, DNS. No, I think it was supposed to be here actually. I added it here somewhere. I added it before performing BloodHound, because this is common, something that most people forget. But if you don't do this one, it's not going to work. Let me do nano. Wait, let me do locate resolve actually. The path was okay, maybe I didn't add it here. I added it here. Okay, maybe I added it not on this one. I added it on the. I didn't add it here. I added it on the lab here. Yeah, this one. This you need to configure the DNS. It's very important, and it should be here actually. This is a prerequisite before using BloodHound. No, let's put this one back, and yeah, you have to make sure that you are using make this as a heading, paragraph heading. Yeah, so remove this one, there's no need for this. Remove this one and just format or paragraph heading. So you have to make sure to configure the DNS. Okay, you can do this using this command, sudo nano and this. Kali. Okay, you have to add the IP here, the IP of a domain controller, the name server. If you don't, it's not going to work. This command is not going to work. It's just going to give you this error. No, actually, no, this is not an error. It's supposed to be what? I missed something. I think I'm missing something here. Let me see what I'm missing exactly. Python U Joe P. That's fine. And D, I'm missing D here. D should be done here. D. Yeah, this is the error that you will get if you don't add the DNS server. You should add the name server here. Okay, name server, and just put the IP of the domain controller and Control X. Yes. And now go to here and do it again. Run the same command again. You should see this, the output. Okay. It will tell you what's the Active Directory domain getting for TGT LDAP. This is the local domain. How many 3 computers here is the domain. This 28 users, 44 groups, 2 GPOs. Yeah, it's going to give you detailed information. Okay. And there is one thing that we need to know actually. In order to install this BloodHound, there is a command you can use. pip3 install BloodHound. I think this is the one that I used actually. BloodHound. I believe this is the command that I used. But anyways, you can find installing it you will find it's pretty simple. Yeah, the command, I think I have it actually. Let me see. BloodHound, the one that I used. BloodHound. Install. Okay, what was it? This one, yeah. BloodHound installation and setup attack path. No, not this one. I think I used. Where is the installation that I used? Yeah, you can just go to BloodHound here. BloodHound GitHub, and it's going to give you how to install it. I think it's this one. Yeah, I believe it's this one. And how we can install it, I think there is a precompiled binaries. BloodHound. Install. I think we have a. Yeah, we can follow Kali Linux actually. Kali Linux simplifies installation actually. This one, you can just use this command to install it, and this. Yeah, this is actually very simple. Kali Linux will help you do that. You can just install using sudo apt install y and sudo BloodHound, and yeah, it's going to do this. And open the browser and navigate to this one, this path. The default username and password is going to be neo4j here, and it will ask you to create a new password here. So you can just create whatever password you want here, and then make sure you replace the password. Okay, the default password, you can change it with the one that you added, and then sudo BloodHound. It's going to work for you, and enter the default password, which is admin by the way, and that's it. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so if I want to run BloodHound, okay, All I have to do is just open a terminal here and just type bloodhound. That's it. Okay, or you can type here sudo bloodhound. Both commands will do what it does. See, it's going to start neo4j and it's going to give you the URL and it's going to open for you the browser itself actually, and just give it some time. It's going to open for you the browser and wait for it. Yeah, so it will open for you the browser here, and once you get the browser, you just type admin, which is the username and password, login. Yeah, this is the user interface. So what we need to do here is actually upload the JSON, the data we extracted using we have quick upload here. Here what we will upload is that remember that we use the command here, the command that we used to bloodhound this one, bloodhound python minus the -u joe p anon, and this command, right? Bloodhound python. So this, what it did is it's actually extracted generated a zip file. Okay, it's not the only thing that it generates the zip file. If you go to this path now, if you go to home, this is right now, open a folder. Okay, go to home here. We have home. Yeah, you see this one, all these files, that domains, groups, and the JSONs, GPOs, domains. Actually, all this stuff were extracted from bloodhound, by bloodhound, this command. Okay, this. So it just extracted it for you. Okay, and yeah, it extracted this users and all these details. Okay, now the next step is going to be to go, actually we need to go to the bloodhound and try to import it, upload, because I'm going to use the latest one, which is 1732. I believe this is the one, the latest, because it's showing. You can just select here. Yeah, this is the old ones, and let's go ahead and open this one. Upload. Give it some time. All files are successfully uploaded for ingest. Then close this, and you can search here the PC Joe or anything here. You see, it's all going to be showing here. So this is your PC, the PC that you owned, right? So you have an option here to, like, initially it's going to be, because I already opened this one, go to explore, type here Joe. Yeah. When you click this one, you will have an option, add to owned. Like, if you own this PC, you can just add it to own, because I already own this, so I click this one. Or when you click it, right click this one, you can choose to be starting or ending node. Okay, you can see the details here. You can see this PC is member of user and domain user. Okay, you see the permissions of this PC, and you can see outbound object control. Okay, this is the domain, the main domain. Inbound, which is this one. So it's telling you this is part of this enterprise admin, and yeah, it's a right owner, and that's how it works. Okay, so basically yeah, you can check any PC you need here. You can see the permissions also. Like, if you go to Joe Corp here, you can see it's not going to list for you the permissions, but let's say this user. Okay, so in the object, all this stuff. Okay, all these users and generic all these permissions. And you can like, if you have doubts or you want to know more about this permission, you can go general here. The members of the group domain admin jcorp has generic all permissions to the group performance log and users. This is also known as for control. This permission allows the trustee to manipulate the target object however they wish. Okay, that's basically the permission. And this one will give you the details about this attack and many more. So references also you can refer, and here you can find the summary. Active Directory domains, we have here, you find how many are part of a domain, how many are stuff, and basically this is what BloodHound does. Okay, so now that we know how BloodHound works, okay, now we're going to go to DCSync. Okay, and DCSync is basically just a way that a user can impersonate the administrator, the domain controller, to dump all the credentials available. Okay, we're going to try this command first. Okay, and then we're going to try Mimikatz, because Mimikatz might work, will work surely, but this one I'm not sure, so I just wanted to try this one. So the command is impact trickster. Let's try this one. Let me clear this first. Clear this one. Impact ticketer, yes, -nt hash, and this is the KRBTGT hash. Okay, actually in order to perform this attack you need to have the KRBTGT hash. There is no way around it. Okay, so the KRBTGT hash, to get it you have to perform you have to do this attack. Let me show you. There is an attack that we have to perform that will give us the KRBTGT hash. This one, impact secrets dump jcorp, this one, on domain controller. Okay, but just want to show you, just want to give you something. Impact secrets dump. Okay, jcorp local Joe unknown underscore 3005 5003 at 10.0.0.1 and this is it. So if I run this command now, it's going to dump for me all the users and their hashes. Okay, this is what we call by DCSync attack. Okay, so as you can see, I got the KRBTGT here, and I got the administrator hash. I got all of this users hash also. Okay, but keep in mind, in order for this to work, I had to do something on the settings here. Okay, I had to go to Active Directory and users and computers, and I just right click this one, properties. No, in order for me to get more settings here, I had to go here, view, and advanced features, and right click here, properties. I go to security. I went down here, I checked advanced here, I go down here, I found two options here, replicating directory changes and replicating directory changes all. 1 second. this one, replicating directory changes and replicating directory changes all. This too. So what I did is I just clicked add here, and I put the user Joe here, check name, which he's already there by the way. Just I did that, and I clicked OK, and I click OK here, and I go down again. I did the same thing. You go to R, replicating directory change, replicating directory change all. You have to allow both. Click OK. You have to do this for this one and for this one, both. Okay, then click OK. Then only it's going to work on the. It's going to allow you to. It's going to dump all the users here. So basically, this is DCSync attack. Okay. Okay, you just get to dump all the credentials. Okay, and you get the KRBTGT also. This is very important because we're going to use it to create something called golden ticket in order to persist. So we have unlimited access. So usually the TGT actually is we can access for maybe 10 hours, right? But you can make, if you have a KRBTGT, you can forge your own TGT that will give you access for 10 years. يعني persist. Let's go ahead and try this one. Okay, this is Mimikatz. Let me extract it here, copy, put it in C and paste it here. Okay, just put it in desktop or something, doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and extract this one, extract all, and yeah, so I'm going to run Mimikatz as an administrator. Okay, now we're going to try golden ticket admin and administrator. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this command, which I have prepared already, but let's go ahead and type it again. Kerberos, and golden domain jcorp.local sid, and let me just copy this one. Let me paste it here, view, paste it here, and then /user here, administrator. No need to put administrator because I'm going to. Why would I need to use an administrator here? This is in order to make myself impersonate the administrator. Okay. So I'm going to make administrator here, okay, and I'm just going to copy the hash of the administrator, which is I think it's the same as this one, but to verify, let us go back to administrator here, dump the administrator. Administrator, this one, A up to 8. Yeah, let's just copy this part and copy selection, put it in the Windows, Control V, no, just paste it here, delete, paste here, and then we have to do this one, KRBGT. Now we have to add the KRBGT. Okay, the KRBGT, we are going to add the KRBGT. I think we are supposed to choose the last part, but let me verify. Let me just try this one, and if it doesn't work, we'll try the second part. edit paste this one, then /ptt missing of arbitrary key argument or AFC KRTGT, actually KRBTGT. Yeah, so actually this is how it's supposed to be. I just I think I just did it. So he's telling you here the user administrator, domain JK Corp 500, service key this one, lifetime from 2026 up to 2036. So we got 10 years access for this, and so we golden ticket for administrator, this one successfully submitted for current session. Okay, I think now we got access to, we made the golden ticket. To verify, let's see if this will work now. The network path was not found. I think this has to do with the path or something, I'm not sure, but maybe the sharing or something's off there. But anyways, okay, so basically we just successfully submitted for the current session. So basically this is the golden ticket. This is how we make the golden ticket. Okay, here we conclude Active Directory. We were successfully, we did that, and more, let's say we want to perform lateral movement. Okay, we can actually do that. That's not an issue. You can just go ahead and try lateral movement. Like you can try join PC here. I want to access join PC actually. Let me try to access join PC. Copy this one. I will access join PC. I want to move around to this one. I think it's this one. Join PC is this one, I'm assuming. Let me try to do lateral movement to move from one PC to another. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, join PC. This is the other PC. So let me try join PC. This one, VM, send LT. Yeah. No, but this one is part of the, I'm not sure if it's part of the domain or not, but let's go ahead and see. Let me see if I can actually do it. Okay, let me go ahead and try the lateral movement. I have the hash here, paste it here. So it's supposed to be this way, right? jcorp join PC, which is, it's I think we are part of the domain. Let's see. Yeah, this is join pc.jcorp.local. So join pc.jcorp.local. Okay, change here. Yeah, I think it's the same idea here, join PC, except here where you just need to mention join dash PC. I have the hash, so I'm going to attempt this attack actually. I think you're not supposed to put the, we're supposed to put the IP of that PC, right? So let's see if we have the IP here. CMD IP config. So let's try this one. Let us try to do this attack from the Kali Linux we're getting. Okay, now let's do lateral movement. Okay, we are going to do lateral movement. We are going to do, there are three ways to do it actually. We can use WIM exec, or we can just use PS exec, which is actually what I prefer, or SMB exec. So let's say you want to move to another PC. Okay, you don't need the password. Since we already extracted, since we already can extract dump we can already extract this one. We can extract the dumps. Okay, let me just grab here the username Jane. Okay, I will try to access this one. This is a PC. Okay, I just want to access this one. This actually, you can check here, this is the PC name, but the user is actually Jane. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this to filter by the name Jane. Okay, dump, so I don't have to look through each. So all I have to do is just copy this one. Okay, the hash of Jane. Okay, copy this selection. Then I'm going to type impact PS exec hashes and hash PS exec and space here hashes, and then I'm going to just paste the hash that we got. Okay, and I'm going to type jcorp, which is the domain name, and Jane, which is the name of the user, at 10.0.0.4. This is the IP of the PC, of this PC. So now I should get a shell. I got a shell here. You see, Windows System 32. Okay, to confirm, you can type hostname here. Okay, this is John PC. If you go here, it's the same PC. You can go type CMD here. Hostname is actually the same PC. You want to verify even further, you can go directory here. You see, this is the same thing. Or you can just even go ahead and do the make directory here, or text make dir here owned something. So yeah, here. So we have access here actually, and we can confirm if we go if you go to admin here, CMD, okay, and run as administrator, and so if you type directory here, and you're going to find a file pwned here, and folder pwned. Yeah, you're going to find it here because we already have access. Okay, there is another way to do this, to perform this, the same. You can use the same everything, just change this one. Instead of PS exec, we can use WMI exec, which will also should give me the same access. Right now I got access to C, so I have access to C, so I can just make dir here, and or make dir on here, or I can just yeah, so we can just type here, go to C here and see what we did. Go to C, and yeah, see this folder, this is the folder I just created. So I have access to, I can move around to different PCs, not just it's not only limited to this PC. If there is more PCs also, I can just use the same way, the same method to move around, do lateral movement. So we just successfully performed Kerberoasting, and also we've successfully performed DCSync, BloodHound, and all these attacks. Even we created a golden ticket, and we've performed lateral movement as well with Active Directory. So we have concluded this lesson. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next session.